How is everybody doing today? Today we are continuing my review series for the Big Six horror franchises. If you don't know who the Big Six are, they are Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Child's Play, and Scream. Today we're going to be covering the original Scream. What's your favorite scary movie? Hit the intro.
Mr. Hot Take Show. Mr. Hot Take Show.
So going back for a rewatch on the OG Scream is definitely a treat. I actually really like this movie. I like the way that Wes Craven has learned from not only his own production of films, but taking bits and pieces from how the horror franchise had evolved up until the 90s, all the story elements and the rules that have been established for horror movies, making that a talking point in the movie itself and creating a very meta horror film. It has created one of my favorite horror franchises of all time. I absolutely love Scream. It has some of the best like whodunit out of all of the Big Six for their first films. Friday the 13th has terrible whodunit to it, but this movie has fantastic whodunit to it because the entire time it's giving you little bits and pieces that if you really paid attention, you might have been able to figure it out throughout the movie, like pieces of clothing, like things that people say, things that people do when they're telling you the rules of the film, like of horror movies throughout it. Wes Craven definitely has some of the best kills in his movies. The original Nightmare on Elm Street had fantastic kills. I love the kills in the Scream movie. If we went back and we're stacking up like best kills in the Big Six, I would say that Wes Craven wins by a country mile. In the first films established in these franchises, you got Skeet and Matthew Lillard that are just fantastic casting for the killers, and them being, friends of the group that they're killing, and like their motivations are just straight wicked. It's really crazy. And then you find out like they're the ones that actually killed Cindy's mom and found a way to blame the other guy. I can't think of his name right now. Yeah, I really enjoy the first Scream movie. I think it created one of the best slasher horror franchises in the game. And Wes Craven is really good at casting. Matthew Lillard and Jamie Kennedy became, icons to people like young teenagers in the 90s and the early 2000s. Scream was kind of the jump point for both of their careers, but they became very iconic to the younger generation, propelling, I think, Scream even further than it normally would have been because of the roles later that some of these characters got. So whenever, people like me that grew up with Matthew Lillard and Jamie Kennedy, I associate Matthew Lillard more with Scooby-Doo than I do Scream. So whenever I watch Scream, I still get that, he's Shaggy and I love him feel whenever I'm watching Scream. So I love that character. Jamie Kennedy, Malibu's Most Wanted really stuck with me when I was younger. So whenever I watch Scream and I see Jamie Kennedy, I'm just like, Malibu's Most Wanted, and I love him. It has these nostalgic feelings, not just because of what Scream is, but because of what these actors did going forward and how much it stuck with me as a younger person back then. The Scream is fucking awesome. Anyway, y'all have a good night, and I'll see you next time.